At 80 years old, Elias should no longer be hunting in this frozen wilderness. Elias lives alone where the border between Siberia and Alaska disappears under ice. Elias moves slower now, but his hands still remember every mission. Through the storm, Elias detects a sound that does not belong to the wind. A faint cry pulses under the ice, almost erased by the cold. Despite his age, Elias works with careful precision. Beneath the ice, Elias finds two fragile lives clinging to warmth. Inside, Elias begins a rescue protocol forged in colder wars. Elias works slowly, knowing rapid heat could do more harm than good. Elias uses skin-to-skin contact, a protocol older than modern medicine. Never hot water. Elias warms their extremities with measured patience. Elias regulates the fire like he once monitored hostile borders. Drop by drop, Elias feeds Ghost and Shadow strength. Slowly, their breathing stabilizes. Elias does not sleep. Old operatives never fully do. 17. Strong. He counts heartbeats like coded transmissions. Safe now. Good boy. Outside, the storm rages. Unaware, it failed to claim its prey. Ghost and Shadow move, fragile, but no longer fading. For the first time in years, Elias feels purpose again. By morning, Elias notices Ghost and Shadow recovering faster than expected. Ghost stands first. Shadow follows without hesitation. Weeks pass, and their growth unsettles even Elias. Ghost and Shadow do not play. They patrol. They flank instinctively, as if trained by unseen instructors. Elias recognizes the pattern. This is not instinct alone. A faint mark beneath Ghost's ear confirms Elias's suspicion. Shadow carries the same hidden implant.
And in the Arctic, silence always means something is approaching.
The silence fractures as distant rotors pulse across the Arctic sky.
Elias recognizes the sound before he sees the machine.
A black helicopter descends with no insignia, no flags, no warning. Ghost and Shadow react instantly, reading threat without instruction. Snow explodes outward as the machine claims the frozen ground.
They move like professionals, but not soldiers of any nation.
At 80, Elias does not retreat. He measures.
They are not here by accident. They are tracking Ghost and Shadow.
The signal leads them directly to the cabin. Elias seals the cabin, shifting from guardian to tactician. Decades ago, Elias prepared for a day like this. The frozen ground hides defenses long forgotten. Ghost and Shadow wait, aligned with Elias without command. Elias positions his rifle, as if returning to an old post.
Outside, the retrieval team advances with calculated confidence. Formation fractures before they understand why.
Ghost and Shadow disappear into the ice fog. Elias fires once. The team adapts quickly, but they are fighting terrain they do not understand. Shadow creates movement where none shall exist. Ghost strikes with timing that feels engineered.
Another precise shot dismantles their confidence.
The Arctic itself shifts, giving Elias and his wolves concealment. Shadow removes one from the fight without hesitation. Ghost becomes part of the terrain itself.
Their technological advantage erodes in the frozen chaos.
Elias, Ghost, and Shadow move as a single tactical unit.
The leader signals withdrawal. Control has slipped beyond recovery.
Elias waits for the moment that ends the engagement.
One calculated shot cripples their escape. The Arctic wind finishes what the bullet began.
Shadow denies their path to safety. Ghost ends resistance with engineered precision.
Silence returns gallant, heavier than before. Elias steps forward, not triumphant eyes, but prepared.
Elias knows this was only the first wave. He retrieves records tied to a lifelong buried. Ghost and Shadow observe Elias, as if understanding the weight of it. Elias erases every trace that could lead them back. The message is simple, but absolute. Elias prepares to vanish into the Arctic once more. The sled is packed, and the trail lies ahead. He does not hesitate. Attachment is a liability. Elias, Ghost, and Shadow move toward open white infinity. In the frozen silence, a new unit disappears beyond pursuit. By dawn, the Arctic begins erasing all evidence. But somewhere far away, systems detect movement. The signal tied to Ghost and Shadow is still active. Then suddenly, the transmission vanishes. Elias ensures Ghost and Shadow cannot be traced again. The last electronic leash snaps beneath his heel. Ghost and Shadow have grown into something formidable. Together, Elias, Ghost, and Shadow move beyond mapped territory. The wind wipes away their passage like it never existed. They are no longer prey. They are a unit. Elias no longer reacts to threats. He anticipates them. Ghost and Shadow respond to gestures almost before they form. Even in rest, the perimeter remains secure. The wars Elias survived shaped the leader he has become. Shadow's call carries farther than any signal. Ghost never stops observing the unseen.
They move without coordinates, guided only by instinct. Three figures where once there was only one.
Behind them, the old life disappears beneath the drift. Some stories do not end. They relocate.
At dawn, they claim the high ground together.
Shadow's stride mirrors discipline learned in silence. Ghost leads where others would hesitate.
They walk toward storms instead of away from them. Their formation speaks louder than words ever could.
In stillness, the unit remains unbroken. The Arctic keeps their secret. Three shadows against endless white.
Not hunted. Not owned.
Only a legend moving across frozen ground. Elias no longer walks alone. Shadow embodies the resilience he once carried alone. Ghost reflects the vigilance that defined Elias's past. Together, they form something greater than design. The Arctic becomes their final sanctuary. In white silence, family replaces command.
No agency will track what cannot be owned.
They move forward now, not fugitives, but free.
Beyond pursuit. Beyond control.
In the coldest frontier, Elias found something stronger than orders. No, family.